Welcome to another episode of Drive with Dom. This is the second heat of week 5, or lap 10. My name is Dominique Callan. I am driving the cart, and I will walk you through things of interest along the way. We are on our out lap here, and they're about to give us power, so we're going to be warming up our tires here. So we've got a group of kind of a crowded track going on here. So up front, in front of me in the white helmet, I'm not sure who that is. Directly in front of me is Andres. And the pink helmet is Mark Coltelli. So it looks like it shuffled around where Mark found his way in front of those guys, which doesn't surprise me. And the white helmet is in front of Andres, who is in front of me. We go into lap 1. And it's going to take a while to sort this out. Okay. So there's a couple things, by the way, I was working on regarding this track that I think kind of come to fruition here in this heat. Particularly as the track is basically perfect now, like in terms of grip. I made some changes to the uphill corkscrew entry. I made some changes to the sweeping left that occurs after the uphill corkscrew. You have to take a 180 left, which has a strange double apex. And then I made also changes to the bottom section after you come down the hill, where you have to turn left and then right again in fast succession. So in those 3 areas, changes were made, and I do run my best lap of the week here, and I'll try to point out what I'm doing differently and when it's working and not. So off we go. All right, so thing number 1, like always, by the way, one of the things that I really focus on in this section here is clipping these apexes. I really want to get down to these every time. And in particular, this section here, I want my nose just glued to the rubber here. I want the rubber to be just locking my cart in. So I'm willing to give up a little bit of oomph, making sure that I can hold that line tight and I'm not swinging out wide. I want to control what's going on here so I can set up here, etc. All right, so we've got a little bit of a mess going on right now where white helmet's pace isn't quite there, and Andres is pressuring him. So our first lap is a 45 spot 104. We are now into our second lap, which is also going to be a mess because we have to sort this out. And it's about to sort itself out because white helmet lets us through. So thank you, sir. And let's just light up the tires. And I'm pulling. He's flat out though. But I do pull quite a bit. Make a mistake there. All right, so we go into, that was lap 2 at 45.271. We're now into lap 3. So there's something kind of interesting going on here. Yeah. And unfortunately a little flaw there, and that was a 44 spot 038, which was my fastest lap of the week. Yay. Actually quite excited. The lap felt really good, and it sort of nailed all the things that I wanted to nail, almost nailing one of them. The only flaw was right there. You can see it. See my hands jerking? I overdrove that corner. So I think this could have been a 43 something under, if only I had the entry of the previous lap on this one. But anyway, yeah, so I'll explain sort of in detail. Actually, why don't we just use that lap as an example? Well, now let's let it play out and I'll let it go. Talk about it as we go along. So here I'm trying to hold that right wall a little bit longer. What that does is it gives me a slightly later apex into the curly thing up the hill, which seems to translate into better power. So when I'm doing it right, you'll hear my cart scrape the wall, like it's kind of a whispery noise. That's usually a good one. And what's kind of also nice in this session is Andres and I maintain great distance the whole time. Lap 4 was a 44 spot 425, and we're into lap 5 now. So you can hear that scratch noise right there. Yeah, that's a good, yeah, the sound is it's kind of scratchy. Yeah. And that sound of the axle accelerating also seems to be indication of kind of hitting that corner well, for me at least, with that late apex. If that axle does that sort of speeding up as you're pulling, it seems to indicate the engine noise seems to be generated by whatever the axle's doing. So it sounds like it feels good and it sounds good, so I'm going to go with it is good. So lap 5 is a 44 spot 396, and now we're going into lap 6. It doesn't really translate on video, but you're going uphill there. And this is quite banked. That was a nice, I think, execution. So what's going on here is I'm trying to find the right way to go through this turn. And what I've been doing kind of leading up to this is kind of a more round approach to this, where I was swinging way out to the left. And it's not like I'm not doing that here. But I would swing way out to the left and just try to carve almost like a big circle. And here I'm not doing that. I'm trying to be tighter about it, and not come out so wide to the left and be able to have a better sort of run down the line. Sort of swinging out wide, but more, taking longer to get out to the left wall. The problem is trying to figure out how the throttle should work on that. And you've got to figure out basically, okay, so where am I going to slow down? And that's what I'm trying to do here. And I never quite get it right, but I get close a couple times. If I'm not mistaken, that's lap 6, which is a 44.599. Like I was mentioning, Andres and I have a great race because we basically keep this great space between us this whole time. he ends up breaking 44, so congratulations are in order to him. He decodes the turn better than me, which is ironic because in the previous race I was kicking his butt in that section. Now he's doing it better than me. Okay, so lap 7 would be a 44.522. I got all of that one. Nice. That one felt quick. And I got all of that one set up nicely for this. I'll take that. Yep. I'm liking the way this is looking. I go deliberately tighter there. I think that worked out pretty well, but there was a little wiggly. I think I get through there pretty good, and I do. 44.205, lap 8. So we're into lap 9 now. Andres looks like he passed Alex, my good buddy Alex, so I'm now driving with Alex. Alex is running a little wide there, so I'm going to pull on him here. I get all of that. And I get all of that. I think that's one of the best I've done so far, but it feels a little late to power, but I think it's good. And I definitely nail that. Okay, so that is a 44.38 for lap 9. Nice entry. Looks like neck and neck with Alex right there. He has a nice run through there. Oh, he nails that. Look at that. Don't let it run wide. And he's doing it. Oh, I see what he's doing. So he's taking it. Oh, and he wasted some energy there. And he wasted some there. Alex, oh, that was so close, dude. So I think this is lap 10, 44.38. Dead. 44.380. And I seem to be pulling on Alex here. So I think basically what was happening with his card is maybe his power level wasn't great or something, because his pace really went off. But we have a good run here. Take a little bit of it, but I like kind of the shape of that. Alex lets me through. So that was a 44.307, I believe. I think that was lap 11. A really nice pull up the hill. Nice run through there. Yeah, that felt like a good run. And that, I think, is the best I've done on that turn. Or at least that felt the smoothest and most complete. And boom, 44.204 to finish it up. Unfortunately, we get kind of stiffed our 13th lap, which is a bummer because it looks like this one was going real well. This was a really fun race. It's not every day that you get, this many laps with not having someone on your butt or being on someone's butt. And it was really nice having Andres to race with both times. We had a lot of fun in the first heat. It was nice to see my buddy Alex also, because, well, we haven't seen each other in a long time. On track. And I was very pleased to see Mark kind of in our radar for some reasonable amount of time, because he's really fast. And so if we were able to keep up with Mark for a bit, that meant at least that we were on the right track. Of course, he ultimately smoked us. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. We'll be back next week for round 6, which is the final round of the series, I think. I think there might be something like a party or something afterwards. Maybe, who knows? Do we ever get to drive the super track? We'll find out. I don't think that's a plan, but that would be cool. In any case, I think according to the league standings after this, I'm currently placed 7th in the division D1. So that's out of, I guess, 12 people. So I'm quite pleased with that. I would have loved to break 44, and I think I had a real crack at it. Unfortunately, that little bobble at the end of that one lap cost me that, but it still was a really solid 44.038, so I'm really happy with that. A lot of the people had really good laps this week. A bunch of the drivers, had their best laps of the week. So congratulations to all of you. I've mentioned as many of you that I could find out about in the column. So thanks again for watching, and we'll talk again next week.